Start.
Hello and welcome to another episode where we discuss social media listening tools. We will
Hello,
be,
Sukan.
hi Ramesh. So with me, as always, is extremely knowledgeable friend of mine, Ramesh. We are together just bouncing ideas in this informal podcast. Um, so previously we have discussed newspapers, we discussed Facebook, we discussed Twitter. This time around, we'll discuss Instagram. And just to remind our audiences, we are doing this whole exercise. We're trying to figure out how to sort of improve social media listening from two goals, uh, two perspectives. One is to improve supply chain for America in all weather conditions, be it war, be it climate change, be it COVID 19, right? So you can find out where stuff is being made, where there's scarcity. So finding out its paucity, finding its excess, finding the right supply routes. So that's number one. Number two is local manufacturing in North America. So both are related to the same goal of more domestic growth in America, ensuring supply of all the essentials. So that's why we are focused on listening to social media. An odd media, which may not directly, you may not think of it related to your supply chain issues, is Instagram. Oldies like me and Ramesh, close to 40 people, we think of Instagram. It came a bit late. I mean, I have an account, I'll admit to it. I have an account on Instagram. I think I posted like total of 3 photographs or four. Um, it doesn't still give the Facebook feel to me. Facebook is like my poison of choice sort of so far, but I hate it enough, but I don't have an option. I think the best option I'll have is when I create an alternative of Facebook myself. That's sort of my daydream. But Instagram, think, is for like, people 5 year younger to me and further younger who have all these beautiful pictures of food, fashion, right? How they're looking, which place they've gone to. So showing off the world. But surprisingly, even Instagram can be used to find out these patterns for supply chain. And Ramesh, who's an expert in social media advertising, he's going to tell us all about how even Instagram can be used to figure out issues related to supply chain. But before that, Ramesh, what is Instagram all about? How did it come into being?
So Instagram started during the new wave of social media around 2010, when there were multiple experiments with people who were
Mm-hmm.
tired of Facebook. So there, I
Uh-huh.
think at that point there was Snapchat, which had instant popularity and is since been fading away. There was Foursquare, which is I think by now dead and gone. There was
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, which has hung on, become very valuable. There was WhatsApp at that point of time. So these two have, of course, now become the two new champions of social media. Instagram is an interesting platform. It's actually three apps in one. So if you Instagram is a phone first medium, unlike Facebook and Twitter, which were desktop first media. So most functionalities of Instagram are on your phone. On the desktop, you can only really just view uh, things. You can't create stuff. Instagram allows you to post your photographs, filter them beautifully, write something. It makes heavy use of hashtags. So, in fact, since there is no limit on the text, unlike in Twitter, people will often pepper their Instagram post with as many as 30 hashtags. So, it is clearly a medium where you want your thing to be seen and be seen by a lot of people. So, as
Mm-hmm.
you said, it's a show off platform. But that's the
Yeah.
main feed of Instagram, the posts on Instagram, which you scroll vertically. But one of the
Mm-hmm.
innovations that Instagram brought was the Instagram story, which appears on the top of Instagram and actually scrolls horizontally. The Instagram
Mm-hmm.
story allows for a wider
Mm-hmm.
variety of content pieces. So you can run quizzes, you can run polls, you can do AI filters, you can do AR filters, sorry, not AI. We are in both the worlds. You can do text, you can do images, but these stories last only 24 hours. So this is
Mm-hmm.
for an era where you want your content to be perishable.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, now there are clearly two kinds of Instagram users. Those who almost exclusively use stories and those who almost
Mm-hmm.
exclusively use posts. Of course, the good ones know how to use both of them. The good thing about stories is they almost by design defy listening because they vanish within 24 hours. That means if you can't pick up the story within 24 hours, you can never pick it up again. Whereas with posts, of course, it lies around in your history. You can track it till the beginning of your Instagram account. So from your first post to your current post, all of these can be tracked. The thing
Mm-hmm.
is, after the Cambridge Analytica scandal, Facebook has tightened the rules that it runs with Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and the hashtag search functionality has been severely restricted. So, as an Instagram search user, I can certainly still search using hashtags and find
Mm-hmm.
like minded people who post on content that is similar to me. So, I can use food hashtags to find other food grammars, I can find fashion grammars, travel
Mm-hmm.
grammars, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is also very heavily used by the tourism industry. So supply chain
Mm-hmm.
issues in the tourism industry will certainly use Instagram. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to listen for problems in that industry, Instagram is going to be up front and center.
Mm-hmm. That's really good to know. So tourism has to rely on Instagram, and restaurants, dining out also, right? Because
Yes.
it's a sure thing. Has anyone looked at Instagram to monitor even ecological issues? Probably
Mm,
not.
not much. Not much is posted in terms of ecological pictures, apart from a few wildlife photographers who are using the medium.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is data heavy, and most so live pictures of wildlife are almost impossible to share on Instagram. But at the same time, it is potentially a very powerful tool because you
Mm-hmm.
can send out a lot of people. Taking a photo and uploading it to Instagram is hardly a pain, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore, if you want to track, if you want to do what you like, you want to do bird counts, you want to
Mm-hmm.
do what is that? Counts of any other animals or plants, you want to do transects. Instagram is beautifully usable for those. I mean, today
Mm-hmm.
there are lots of dedicated apps that help you track wildlife, identify wildlife. And I'm sure many of these are now going to become part of one or the other social network as functionalities within the network rather than as standalone apps.
Mm-hmm.
So the world of the internet goes through a period of diversification and then through a period of consolidation.
Yeah, so it's going to be time to consolidate. We just hope it's not Zuckerberg, it's us who does it. But yeah, so absolutely. So Instagram right now is a very valuable tool. Now, unlike I think Twitter or Facebook, Instagram is slightly less political, right?
Mm, Only marginally less so.
Okay, only marginally less. So unfortunately, um, the Western civilization has real danger from the clash of liberal versus conservatives rather than outside danger. I mean, if it decides to, buckle up, I don't think any challenge from Asia is a big challenge for North America. But it just needs to unite. It has to be again United States of America. Canada is slightly less divided, but it has its own set of problems. Um,
Sure. I think the ease with which you can see on Facebook and Twitter, you can just put text. You don't have to put an image. So the
yeah.
ease with which you can put random stuff and you can tweet rants at 3 a.m. as a
Hmm.
certain president is used to doing. Whereas on Instagram, because it requires a picture where it has still, it is enslaved to that visual quality, and you become an Instagram celebrity, you become an Instagram influencer on the quality of your pictures, whether you're a travel influencer, a food influencer, a fashion influencer, lifestyle, you name it. It's not a place
Mhm.
for serious discussions of any kind. So, in that sense, Instagram's managed to keep itself very light and frothy, you might say.
Mm.
But many businesses have started as Instagram first businesses. So, actually, the products are available only through Instagram. You follow the
Mm.
business, you see their updates, and then you order through Instagram. So it is becoming an interesting business model also. Then, of course, there is the third aspect of Instagram, which is the private chat, which, as I said, legally is completely outside bounds of listeners. But
Yeah.
it is for millennials of a certain age and those who came after them. It is their go-to medium. They will not have an account on any other medium nowadays.
Mm. I don't know if we even fall in the millennial category. We are at the edge of the millennial category, right?
Yeah.
So, so it's that, yeah. I do tend to piss off my younger friends by sending jokes on soy chai latte and whatnot. So I clearly don't really belong.
You're
Uh,
probably not going to have a warm welcome on Instagram.
so, but that's very useful insight, Ramesh, on how Instagram can also be used. We have discussed strategy. One, I think, fundamental difference one would like to sort of know here, and I would emphasize that it is image. So, unlike a lot of processing, when you're listening to things, on Twitter can be primarily, not only, but can be primarily natural language processing because you're processing text. Here,
Yes,
a heavy role will be of computer vision. So you are
yes,
not just looking at the text, you're looking at the image, understanding what it is,
yes.
classifying, clustering, and the image can have text in it. So text-based
Sure.
image can be there. So
Mm,
that's where even optical character recognition comes into play, and
yeah,
you can have image with
absolutely.
text in various languages. So those are sort of important technical details. But it's been really informative. So I think we'll say bye for this episode and reconvene discussing some other social media platforms in the
Sure,
next one. Okay,
sure.
bye bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.